Hello and welcome to another Endo Diet meal prep video, and today I will be cooking some Basa fillet for my fish and I have some diced turkey breast which I am going to cook in a Moroccan tagine, and for that I will use some coconut oil, lime, garlic, ginger. For my veg, I have lovely courgette and carrot, which go beautifully together. I have kale, which is delicious and so nutritious, very good for endo. Any green leafy veg is very good. For the tagine, I will also be using black olives, and some of the herbs and spices I'm using are turmeric, cumin, cinnamon, mint, Japanese chili oil, pimenton, spicy Spanish paprika, salt and pepper, of course. For the tagine, I will need some tomato passata or tomato puree would also be alright, and of course some spring onions, which you can also replace with ordinary onions if you'd prefer. I just had spring onions left. So this is today's cooking, and let's get going. I'm going to start with the kale, as it takes a bit of time, mainly just to boil the water. So as I said, I'll boil some water with a little bit of salt, and while that is cooking, or while that is starting to boil, I'm going to prep the kale by chopping it, and once the water's boiling, just like now, I'll just put the kale in and cover it to let it cook for a while. In the meantime, I'll prepare the Basa fillet, and I'm going to prepare just a little bit of sauce to go over it with garlic, ginger, tomato, mint, lime, and of course salt and pepper. So I'll start by just using a little bit of tomato passata, not too much. I just want a little bit, almost like a marinade, to go over the fish. I'm going to add the last of my dried mint, which gives it a lovely fresh flavor. There we go. And of course, salt and pepper just to give it flavor. And all of these ingredients mixed together, I'm going to put them over the fish, and when it goes in the oven, which will also stop it from becoming dry, which sometimes can be an issue with cooking fish in the oven. Lime juice, you can use lemon juice as well if you'd prefer. I just happen to have some lime, and I think it gives it a nice zesty flavor. Garlic and ginger. I like to use fresh ginger if I can, but you can also use dried ginger, no problem. Mix it all together, and I've put a little bit of coconut oil over the fish, again, just so that it doesn't dry out. And now that is ready to go in the oven at 180 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes. It doesn't need too long. And so while that is cooking, I can check the kale, and it looks like it's done. So I'm going to add just a few drops of Japanese chili oil, and now that's ready to go into my box, into the fridge, and I can eat it anytime I want throughout the week. Now, for the turkey tagine, I will start with browning the turkey breast by using some coconut oil. So I'm going to melt the coconut oil in the pan, add the turkey, and just give it a good stir around. Put the lid over it and let that cook for a little while, just until it's browned. In the meantime, I'm going to chop the spring onion And now that the turkey, it looks like it's cooking, give it a bit of a stir. You can see the beginnings of it starting to brown on the bottom. So that means it's just about ready. And now you can see that it's nicely browned. So I've added the spring onions to the pot. I've grated and chopped the garlic and ginger, and I'm going to add the tomato passata so that it can all start to simmer on low heat, just to blend all the flavors. Now a little bit of salt and pepper, some cumin seeds and turmeric, some cinnamon and pimentón or Spanish smoked paprika. Cinnamon goes well with any tomato sauce based food actually, and just a squeeze of lime juice. Just let that bubble a little bit. I'm going to add a bit of water just so that it's not quite so thick and it becomes a bit more of a sauce. While that's cooking, the fish is ready, so I'm going to put that aside ready for the fridge. Now I've chopped the black olives and I'm going to add that and the turkey into the pot, as you can see, and now just let that simmer on low heat for about 20 minutes. Now the carrots have been chopped, and I'm also chopping all of the courgette. And I love these vegetables with a bit of spring onion or ordinary onion just in the oven. There you go, ready in the oven tray with a bit of coconut oil. You can also use olive oil, some salt and pepper for flavor, but you don't want anything too complicated with these vegetables because they're delicious on their own. Now, just check the tagine. It's been 20 minutes. Give it a bit of a stir, and yeah, it looks like it's ready. So the final taste test to see how that is. And just a warning, yep, it's yummy. But just a warning, the black olives are salty, so watch out how much salt you add to the sauce. Now the carrots and courgettes look done, and yep, they're also yummy. So that's my food for the week ready. So we have the turkey tagine, the spiced Basa fillet, some lovely kale ready to be eaten hot or cold. It can be made into delicious salad with some walnuts or other nuts and seeds, and some, if you have any fresh tomatoes, they go lovely with kale as well. And of course it can always be heated up lovely with some scrambled eggs. So lots you can do with kale there, and always very good for endo. And of course, lovely fresh carrot and courgette, which once it's cooked, you can eat again hot or cold. It can be good by itself, or you can add it to other dishes and enjoy it. Make the most of these lovely veg. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this was helpful and gave you a few ideas for what you might be able to cook with these ingredients or similar ingredients. As always, adapt to whatever your needs and wishes are. You can always use chicken instead of turkey, or make a vegetarian tagine, which would also go lovely with the carrot and courgette in itself. So just be creative, play around, and see where your imagination takes you with your cooking. Usually tagine is served with couscous, but of course, as I can't eat wheat, I'll probably have it mainly with rice, which is also delicious. You can have it with quinoa, which is slightly different, but still, because the quinoa itself doesn't have that strong a flavor, the tagine, all those spices and herbs mixed together really make it really tasty. I've heard loads of people complain about quinoa being tasteless and not that good, but it's actually really nice accompaniment for things that are flavorful in themselves. If you have something that has a very fragrant sauce or even a spicy sauce, and combining that with quinoa can be delicious.